like I said, if you're here and you chill and you're engaged and you support the stream, then I'll consider doing more of these in the future. If this ends up being the deadest stream of all 4, then I probably will not do that. And now he has these employees, and this is taking place live on his own live stream at this political event, where he says, well, I was just going to watch the game with one of my female employees. And then the other female employee is like, whoa, why wasn't I invited? And then she miles helped me to her. So how exactly was this supposed to look? Like, really? And this is his stream. This isn't like someone edited this. This is his archived stream. He's putting this out to the internet. People are seeing it live take place. So how did you think people were going to react to that? I'm lost. I really am lost at what's going on here. And again, it's none of anyone's business, but this is being publicly broadcast. People know that Jeremy is married. And then this is taking place live. I mean, this is super embarrassing. Okay, super duper embarrassing, I would say. Like, if you're talking about the most embarrassing moments, right? You can have an embarrassing moment where it's all on you, but when the embarrassing moment is involving other people and it's like take place live in front of people like this, like I would argue if I was looking through the entire documentary, it was my documentary, I would be like, this is my most embarrassing moment. I would declare that. I'd be like, nah, this definitely is the most embarrassing thing. I don't know if he feels that way. And for what I'm to understand, because of course, when we talked about this last time, people started talking about it in my streams over the last couple of days, and they were like, so these two vehemently 100% denied that this is what was taking place. No, it wasn't like that she actually was asking for help. They weren't uncomfortable. That's not what was taking place. But then how do you deny the video evidence we're watching right now? Like, how do you deny? It's literally right here. This is what you broadcast. No one made this up. Now, admittedly, I will say something, okay? If this actually was what was going on, if this guy was being a creeper, and it was a situation where these women felt uncomfortable, why are they working for him? And why do they, I guess up until this last week, they still worked with him. I don't know what the case is now, because I've been hearing rumors again. I'm not really following the active stuff going on. I heard that now he's podcasting by himself and they're not on the show anymore. Like, they just disappeared. If you really are uncomfortable with this guy, if he's setting you up for weird situations and stuff, why are you still with him? Why have you not said, forget it, this isn't worth it, this is crazy, and we're out of here? Now, of course, there's speculation in chat. The money was too good, right? I've also heard he's got stuff on them. Like, because they've worked with him for so long, he knows personal things about them that they don't want to be thrown on the internet, and they're afraid that if they were to cut ties with him, that he would dump all of their dirt on the internet to get back at them. I mean, I don't know how that would make him look if that were the case and that happened, you know, but who knows? Again, it's speculation. You cannot do this. You cannot speak publicly as if the internet is your psychiatrist about your private life problems. It doesn't work. All that's going to happen is what's happening right now. They're reacting to it. Now, June puts it in his documentary. Now, I'm reacting to it. No one would have ever known. If he didn't open his mouth, no one would have ever known that this ever took place. Listen, everyone in life has personal problems. Everyone has things that happen. It's your business. You don't have to turn it into content for the internet at all. That's your private business. Keep it to yourself. Make content for the internet that you choose to make public. That's okay. That can't be personal. That can be used to attack you, right? Or if it is, like, for example, oh no, I suck at a video game. Make fun of me on Reddit. Oh, boo-hoo, I'm really crying about that. I don't give a shit, right? It doesn't really affect me. This stuff will affect him. Like, yikes. Correct. Alan Gray says, I love that Phil is a seasoned lolcow breaking this down like an ex-football player breaking down a play. I know what's going on, man. I've been there. I've been through it. I learned my lesson. I went through my crazy shit just like everybody else, and I came out the other end, and I'm good. That's why I'm seeing that this just took place in what? 2025, late 2025, early 2026. Like, oh, God. Oh, I wish this was Jeremy's ancient past. Like, he was making these mistakes 7, 10, 12 years ago, like I was. Then you'd be like, okay, this just took place. Like, oh. So if you don't know what they're talking about the YouTube promotion system. Like, right now, I could pay YouTube money to promote this stream. I'm not kidding. Like, I could just pay YouTube money and say, hey, promote it, and they would push it into the algorithm advanced so that basically I would get more views and I would show up at a higher priority. So big creators use it. Okay, I've never done it. I never will. I would much rather just have people find my content and enjoy it, not they saw it because, I paid for it to be featured. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's dopamine. I can tell you personally from my perspective as an 18-year creator on YouTube, if you get a channel that you're actively making content for and it starts bleeding subs, that's horrible. It looks terrible to the public-facing audience. How can you claim to be someone who is operating a successful business if you're losing the amount of people who are subscribed to you? Now, there have been a couple exceptions. Over the years, YouTube has done what they call a bot purge or a old account purge, and that will always hit you with a negative sub. There's nothing you can do about it, but everyone gets hit by that. Like, everyone loses subs when they do those. So I don't think it's dopamine. In this case, I don't think that's, he gets a big positive feeling when it goes up. I think he's trying to avoid the inevitable crash out that would happen if he starts losing subs regularly and you can see less people care about this guy, and then he has to answer for it. That's a different kind of thing. So you can't make an excuse that it's YouTube's fault in that case. It would directly be blamed on him. So the only way to counter that is to show fake growth by buying subs. For the record, since I started this react, I didn't have anyone leave a comment like that on my video yet, but now they will because I brought it up. There'll be like 20 of those tonight. Anyway.
So he live stream.
Okay, just for the record, all of my streams do better than that. But this is supposedly this is his side thing. You know what I'm saying? This is not his main thing he's doing. It's like his side project or whatever. But all my gameplay streams, these streams that I've done here of this react have all done better than that. Constantly now, there's leaks, right? And we've seen this before that he showed how much his YouTube channel made. Now he showed his Rumble. Like, what on earth is going on? Okay, again, why would that even be something on the screen? You know what I'm saying? Like right now, as I stream to you, I have just the joontheking channel and my own YouTube channel open in a browser and nothing else. I don't have my dashboards open with my revenue in them. I don't have private DMs open with other people on the screen. Not saying that I've never made a mistake before. I have. There's been a couple times, oops, I had something open. But you learn your lesson the one time, right? You fix it, and then you never have that happen again. For what reason would you want people to think you have $900,000 sitting in an account that you can cash out at any time if you're going to ask the internet for money? What is happening? What is the rationale? What is the reasoning? Is there none? At this point, is it all mania? Has it become mania? Just plain mania. Craziness. Newsflash to everyone out there on the planet. Anyone who has a multi-million-dollar contract with Rumble is rich. Period. Like, that's it. They're rich. The moment you have a contract where you're going to get paid millions of dollars for something, you are rich. If you can afford to build a racetrack in your yard, if you can afford to have a plane for your wife, if you can afford to have $10,000 of magic cards to unbox because you're relaunching your unsleeved media channel, you are rich. You know what I'm saying? Like, am I rich? No. But am I doing well for myself? Yes. And I am publicly honest with all of you. I am doing well for myself right now. At this time, things are going very well for me. I can afford anything that I need for my setup, right? I do well for myself. I'm not sitting here complaining saying I'm destitute. And I wouldn't do that because that'd be pretty stupid. Why would you believe that I'm destitute when I'm surrounded by all this stuff every day on stream? You know what I'm saying? When I can afford any game, when I can do... Wrong number one is that Jeremy all these years has been a grifter. And I don't think anyone would disagree with that, including him. I almost bet he would even say I'm a grifter. Just like I will admit, in the past, I used to be a really bad grifter. I'm not nearly as bad anymore. And I'm more transparent and honest with all of you now, okay? So a grifter can see how a grifter works. You understand? He's been a grifter his entire YouTube career, and he's been able to pull the fast one on everyone. But now he can't do it anymore because he's finally hit the point where it's like, but I don't get it. You're on Rumble making big bank. You're on YouTube making big bank. You've got this event going on, that event going on. You can afford this. You can afford that. You're doing this. You're doing that. How can you be destitute and need us to give you $14,000 to go on a trip? But the second prong that went right up his ass is Kino Casino, because they are now daily micro-analyzing everything that this guy is saying, and they are extrapolating it and just shouting it out to the masses in a way that it's never been amplified before. He's never had his grift analyzed before. So because of that, for the first time ever, it's hitting him in the face. He's giving them exactly what they want. The moment that he name drops or even mentions or any of that, that is what they want, because they want a war. They want him to clap back so they can go back, and it's an endless back and forth, and only they will profit. This man will never profit from engaging, but they will massively profit from having him engage. Does that make sense? So his grift has broken, and on top of the grift breaking, people have called him out on it and has completely amplified it to the point where everyone knows it, and now he's losing it. That's what's going on, in my opinion, that I'm seeing right now from this situation on the documentary. I think that's exactly what's going on. You know what's happening right now? Like, out of the entire documentary, this part I feel is the most pertinent to me, because this is stuff that I've already been through. This is stuff years ago this affected me. You know what I'm saying? Like, years ago, my basically grifting, talking bullshit, etc., right, was getting called out on. People were analyzing it. You know what I'm saying? I know what's happening. I can see it. Maybe other people can't understand it, but I'm seeing it. Like, I know exactly what's happened to this guy. He fell for the trap. 1,000,000%. Hook, line, and sinker. He's just like engaging, and now that he's engaging, now he's going to get sucked into that vortex that you can't get out of, like a swirling toilet that's pulling you down. And no matter how much you're trying to save yourself from getting sucked down, you're turning and you're swirling with all the other turds, and you're going to get sucked down, baby. And there's nothing you can do. Now would be a great time to grift some and say, hey, everyone, if you like my React content, please support it tonight. Because you guys have now said you really liked this React to the quartering documentary, and you'd like to see me do more in the future. I'm down for that. But I need to know that it's worth my while and that you care. So tonight, you can engage and support this stream. Right now, we've got one tip from Flatman, and we got 2 super chats from one person earlier, and that's it. That's not very convincing. So if you like this content, let's get some super chats, let's get some super stickers, let's get some memberships, let's get some gifted memberships, let's get some kicks, let's get some subs, let's get some gifted subs, and for the love of everything holy, it's time for some tips. In my opinion, he has drifted his way to a point where he just makes it sound always like he needs everyone to finance everything for him, and he's just been pocketing all the profits the entire time. But the thing that's sticking him in the ass here is the coffee. The coffee doesn't make him money. He wanted it to, but now he's stuck with this thing. He can't get rid of it, and he just has to try to make a way to turn it into profits, and it really doesn't work. So now, I'm going to go on record here. This is the kind of shit that I don't agree with whatsoever, all right? If you're going to go after someone, okay, you go after their public problems, the things that they have pushed to the forefront through their behavior that has been public on their streams. So everything that we've done in this documentary up to now, right? His grifting, his businesses, his begging for money, because this is that his sky is falling, chicken little crying stuff, that everything's ending and he needs help. But then he claims that he's super affluent. The relationship, supposedly, I guess, that you could say with his wife that he keeps saying is falling apart, his attitude towards his employees and things like that. This is all public. 100%. This has all been public. This right now, this Kiwi Farm shit, okay, this is now delving into the behind-the-scenes private shit, okay? To be honest with you, unless this actually takes place on a stream or something that he has presented to the public, I really don't care. And that's my take. And I know a lot of people disagree and say, oh, no, he's a public figure, and therefore this is all pertinent. I disagree. I don't care about his private life, to be honest with you. I only care about what he is presenting to the internet as part of his business. These leaks and hearsay and rumors and all this stuff, I don't care. Even if all of this part right now is true, and I don't know how long this is going to be covered in the documentary, I still don't care. It has nothing to do with anything that I'm involved in or have anything to say about. So I'll watch. I might not have much to say here. We'll have to see. I look horrified. How do you think I feel? I don't want to know about this stuff. I don't care. Again, this is, it's just, it's vile stuff. It's the deepest and darkest corner of someone's closet that's full of rotting corpses. Yeah, for the record, just so everyone knows, YouTube shorts pay almost nothing. Like, you can have a short that has 1 million views and you'll make like $100. I'm not kidding. It depends on the ad, but the ad revenue on a short is abysmally low compared to a regular video. How the hell is he talking with that shit on his face? How does he talk perfectly with the rabbit outfit on?
Deeper into the situation.
I guess we're going to get technical now. So, to be honest with you, there's been a lot of misunderstanding and misinformation in regards to how YouTube works. Okay? The only time on YouTube that you can officially issue something that's related directly to your channel is a copyright strike. That is it. You can issue a copyright takedown request through your channel. You can actually do it right through the auto match system that is present on your YouTube channel, or you can manually submit a copyright takedown request through a form on the YouTube website, and you put all your channel information into it. All those would be considered community guideline strikes. None of that is done through a YouTube channel. Those are all separate reports that anyone can do, okay? So the confusing thing about this part of the whole situation is that everyone seemed to want to find what was the evidence that it was Jeremy who did it through one of his channels. That doesn't exist because it's not done through a channel. This part, I think, was kind of like they were misguided. They didn't really know what was going on. They're like, well, I don't know. Is it tied to a channel? Is it tied to this? It doesn't matter. It's not through a channel. Only a copyright strike is done through a channel, ever. Okay? So it didn't need to have an association with any channel. And this is what was confusing because I think what they're going to do is Jeremy started showing, oh, look, I didn't flag any channel. It wouldn't show up anywhere. I hate to say it. For all the wrong reasons, I know a lot about the technical side of YouTube, the shit that I had to go through all these years of people harassing me. So let's go. Whoop. Now the target has now been aimed directly at him, and now he's feeling likely how the people who he was targeting felt. And it doesn't feel good. I know, because I've been there. You know, it doesn't feel good to think that most people on the internet are laughing at you and think that you're some kind of a scumbag, to think that you're a degenerate, to think that you're all messed up. Whether it's completely true, completely false, or landing somewhere in the middle, to have the ire of the internet on you is a horrible thing. The answer to all of this is so simple. I don't know how people couldn't figure this out. Why did nothing take place on April 6th? Because it was my birthday. That was my birthday marathon. Everyone was too busy watching me. No one could be bothered with this nonsense. Everyone had to watch DSP have fun and get drunk and be silly and play games and just dick around on his birthday. And then they went back down there. It's my birthday. You can't be messing with my birthday like that. Out of respect for me, everyone, all right, we'll give him an extra day. Then we'll go to war tomorrow. That's exactly what happened. We all know that. Come on. Actually, it was a pretty messed up day because that was the day that Asmongold was supposed to come on my stream to wish me a happy birthday, and he got banned from Twitch. So maybe already there was enough drama that day that they said that's the limit of drama we could do today. So that maybe that's what it was. I don't know. Since now we've basically passed the halfway point of tonight's stream and the finale of my react to this documentary. Again, I would just like to say if you guys have enjoyed my reaction to this documentary and you want to see me do more of this kind of content in the future, to please engage and support the stream. Give the stream a like the stream archive, leave comments on it, and please tonight support the stream. All right? I want to know that it's worth my while. Like I said, I have had big success recently with all of my gameplay content and my podcasting. All right? This has been a departure for me to go back to this kind of content. And if you like it, I want to know that you do. I need to know that you do. Please support it tonight. And this will weigh heavily on my conscience on if I'll do more of this in the future. All right? They know that no matter what happens, they win now because he's already engaged. So since he already engaged, they can endlessly make fun of this guy forever, and that's a revenue train for them. If he continues to engage, that's even more of a revenue train for them. But if they can goad him into actually trying to take an action against them, what ends up happening is they go from the content farmers that people like to martyrs, because now they can stand on the hill of free speech. We're just doing what everyone else does. I don't understand why everyone else can make drama content and we can't. So why on earth are we going to be attacked for it? It's not fair. It's not right. You shouldn't be able to flag channels. You shouldn't be able to take people down for it, right? And the thing is, it's like I've said, an eye for an eye doesn't work because at the end of the day, everyone ends up blind. Like, let's be honest here. These guys are master content farmers. They are master trolls. Do you ever think they could be good at anything else in their lives? Not to say that they need to be, but do you think that either of these guys are going to get a 9-to-5 job and be successful somewhere? No, because they're now so embroiled down this internet drama thing. Anytime someone's background check on this guy, let me find him. What the hell is all this I'm seeing on the internet? I don't want this guy working for me. So this is it. This is their life. This is their future. They're stuck in it forever. Not that that's a bad thing with the amount of popularity and money they're making. I'm just making a point here. Now, that's false. I actually have to call out June here. He misworded this. He said their biggest channel, the Clips channel, was taken down. No, their biggest channel is their Kick channel. Now, it's not a YouTube channel, but that is their income. That is the source of all of their attention on the internet is their Kick channel. So their biggest source of income, their way that they stream every day, where they're getting the tens of thousands of viewers, that's Kick. But there's something that I like to call the Keemstar rule. Because years ago, this exact same thing happened to Keemstar. He was banned from one channel, tried to make content for another, and that one got banned because it was his channel. So he had someone else make a channel. They owned it. All revenue went to them. He was able to make content for that channel, and because he didn't directly own it, it was allowed. And that's how he got around this rule for many, many, many years. YouTube.com/report this. Where is that? I want to do this right now on my channel and see what it looks like. Because I've never reported anyone, and I want to see if that's available. Where is that? That's on a phone. I mean, I could try it on my phone. Where do you find that? So this shows your entire history of the existence of your channel of any report that's been associated with. But if you withdraw the report, would that withdraw the consequence of the report? Like, let's say, for example, someone flags someone for harassment and cyberbullying, and YouTube reviews it and says, yeah, that video actually did violate our terms of service, hit him with a community strike. Well, now you can just withdraw your request. I'll have to look into it later. Sadly, I can't do it live. I'd have to mess with the tools and see how they work, because I've literally never used it before. I would have to mess with it to see and do some testing myself. I'm sorry, I didn't watch this documentary ahead of time. So I didn't come with you guys. You can withdraw a copyright strike. I've done that before. In the past, there were a strike that I issued against someone In retrospect, I look back at it, I said, okay, that really was fair use, and I made an error, and I was able to remove the request, and I believe it removed the copyright strike from the person. Wait a minute. Whoa, 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 whoa. I just had an epiphany. Jeremy showed off his report screen. You don't report someone to get them ban evade banned. Is there a report to get someone ban evade banned? There is no report for ban evasion reporting. I've just confirmed it. They were banned. It was ban evasion. That would not show in a reporting queue at all. There is no defense. Like what I guess Jeremy was like, oh, look, I'm innocent. That wouldn't prove his innocence because it's not done through that queue and it wouldn't show in your reporting history. If someone was banned for ban evasion, it would not happen. I hate to say it, but that's not true. But what Andy doesn't realize is that X uses an algorithm very similar to YouTube. And what that means is the content that you engage with is fed to you. So for example, yes, if you watch content regarding this story, you will then be fed more content regarding this story and it will show as trending above everything else. However, if no one had ever heard of Jeremy, the quartering, if no one had ever heard of Kino Casino and you never engaged with their content, it wouldn't feed you that as the top news feed. I confirmed this myself. Okay, it's the same thing that happens with YouTube, that basically on YouTube, once you watch one video, YouTube will endlessly feed you content through the algorithm of that topic forever, thinking that's what you want, acting like it's the biggest trending topic, even when it's not. I'm not saying it wasn't trending. It absolutely was trending, okay? 1,000,000% it was trending, but it actually wasn't the top trend on X. Guys, we are nearing the end. This is going to be the finale of the React right now. We're almost done. I think we're 15 minutes away. So yeah, this is the end, guys. So if you have enjoyed this project and you like me reacting to this stuff, last chance to support this React, okay? The whole drama community on the internet don't do this because they all realize that they all feed off of each other and the continued existence of all of them is necessary in order to thrive and have more content. Now he's committed the forbidden sin. He's actually taken away a platform from someone. They can't make content on that platform anymore. And even their enemies who don't like them are going to say, well, that's still wrong because, you know, we all know how the game works and we need them at least to be able to make content to clap back at us so we can clap back at them, you know? So now he's become the actual group focal point enemy of the entirety of the internet that likes drama. To make this abundantly clear, I just want to make this clear. I have nothing against Quartering or Jeremy or whatever you want to call him. Like, he's never done anything negative or toxic to me, to my knowledge. I'm sure he's made jokes about me like everyone else has on the internet, but he's never done anything harmful to me. The observations I've made in this React project are factual, based directly on what I'm being presented. If any of this documentary was complete misinformation, I reacted to the misinformation. Okay, it has to be made clear here. I'm only reacting to what I've seen. Okay, I don't hate the guy. I don't dislike the guy. I don't wish him ill will or any kind of pain or suffering. All right, I don't. Unlike a lot of these other people, I think that's the narrative now is, you know, he had so many enemies over the years. Now was the time for everyone to rally against this guy for everything that he had said and done. It's the opposite for me. The only real interaction that I had with this guy was an interview where he treated me well. It was a softball interview. He didn't treat me like dirt like the rest of the internet was doing. But I have to react fairly, matter-of-factly, and rationally to what I've seen. All I'm telling you is my honest reactions to what I'm seeing. I'm not sweeping for him because I don't have to, nor do I want to sweep for anyone. I say it like it is and how I observe it, and this is what I've been telling you during these 4 streams, okay?
Straight up.
Here you go. DSP got a shout out. This channel is modded heavier than a DSP stream. Yeah, because actually I don't really moderate that heavily anymore. Only if people are really ruining the stream for everyone's experience. Sure. He's right. Everyone does it. But the problem is now everyone hates you. So now you can't do it. I know what that's like because there's a million things I can't do either that I'd like to do that I should be able to do and I'm not allowed to because everyone hates me and they come after me for it if I do it. It's not fair, but that's what happens when the ire of the internet is on you. So again, like as I explained to you guys way back at the very beginning of this React, the old days of YouTube were very different. You were catering to an audience that was insanely immature, usually much younger than you know, teenagers who want this kind of really, really irresponsible, really immature, really bad content. That's what they wanted, okay? So the more over the top you were with your commentary, the more, you know, offensive that you were with the things that you said and did, you would get more views. You would literally get more attention on yourself. Way back in the day, used to do this kind of stuff. Over the years, I said, I'm not doing this anymore. I refuse. So I think what's happened with him is he got out of the pattern of doing it. But then every once in a while, when he drinks and he makes content, that side of him comes out again. Okay, it does. It comes out and rears its ugly head. People are like, haha, right? So they're back again. It's back again. This is that side of Jeremy where he just says these inappropriate things about women keeps coming back, right? So if anything, that might be the most telling thing of the entire documentary that I've just reacted to and everything that's ever been said about the quartering. Because the entire time that he's been grinding away, that he's been grifting, that he's been doing it, has he been doing it truly because he needs the money, because he wants to be affluent, because he wants to do well for his family, because he wants to have all this stuff in real life? Or is he doing it because he only ever gets any level of enjoyment in his entire life when he is interacting with anonymous people on the internet? And that's why he kills himself. That's why he works so much. That's why he's always got a new grift, a new job, a new endeavor, a new thing that he's doing. Because when he's not doing stuff on the internet, he's miserable and he hates his actual existence. You know, I have been considered a lolcow on the internet for a very long time. I would argue that people started categorizing me as a lolcow on the internet probably around 2012, 2013, when This Is How You Don't Play videos started to hit and get millions of views. And then the spotlight was put on me. Oh, his gameplay sucks and his quality sucks and he shouldn't have ever had any kind of success on the internet, stuff like that, right? For a lot of these people, this is their first time. This is their first rodeo, right? Like, it always confused me. What took so long for people to take a look at someone like, say, Review Tech USA, and then finally say, damn, this guy really is an embarrassing guy. Like, look what he does. Look how he acts on the internet. This guy used to clown on me all the time, right? And then all of a sudden, when the camera got turned back to him and the ire of the internet got turned to him, everyone realized this guy's fucking way worse than Phil ever was. What's happened is the internet is looking for fresh blood. The internet is looking for new people to sink their teeth into, per se. And now people are looking closer at people who've been around as long as me and are saying, wait a minute. We were busy looking over here at this guy who sucks at games, right? And that was funny for a while, you know, his incident and everything. But holy shit, look at what we missed over here. That was way better, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that, for example, Kino Casino didn't make a ton of money making fun of me in the last year. They absolutely did. But imagine if they got on to him earlier and were doing this earlier. This, you know what I mean? Like, this would have been so much bigger. I'm already been the old news of the internet when it comes to lolcow shit for so long. But this is the new gold mine, the new endless well that you can keep drawing water from. You know what I mean? Again, as someone who used to be a grifter, who used to do this kind of stuff all the time, and I've gotten much better in my ways, and I've tried my best in the last few years to completely fess up to everything I used to do, change for the better, and improve, okay? I find it hard to have an issue with Jeremy as a grifter, because that's how the internet works, or works. That grift level is, you know, that's how you get ahead, that's how you make a living, okay? Really, honestly, and it sucks, but that's just how it is. He's going ahead and saying these heinous things about women. His own employees are wilding help me on a live stream. I mean, how do you ignore all of that? If anything, that's the issue. Now that I've seen that, that would be the issue that I have with this. All right, straight up. It wouldn't even be that he grifted and he did this and he did that. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about any of the personal stuff behind the scenes with his family and any of that crap. But the behavior that repeats, that's just bad behavior on the internet, deviant behavior of, acting that way towards women, talking about women that way, and it still happens, you know? You can say a lot of things about me. You really can. About me being greedy, you know, over begging on streams, you know, spending money the wrong way, being irresponsible. In my past, saying hurtful things in my commentary with my stuff that I said and did, being hypocritical from time to time. You can say all of those things, and they're all because of things that I've done publicly, and they're perfectly valid, right? But at the end of the day, my goal is to be someone who, when I'm gone, I don't feel like I hurt the people of Earth. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can leave behind a legacy of something that I did that was good, that people enjoyed, that wasn't just flavor of the month garbage to make a buck, but instead something that's meaningful. I don't want to step on others to get ahead. I don't want to hurt others to get ahead. And I certainly don't want to have a history of this kind of like abusive behavior where people were like scared